Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to Four Guys in a Bar podcast, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz and presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405-5831. That's 816-405-5831 because he's pretty good. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome to Four Guys in a Bar, your Chiefs Blitz podcast. I am your host, Nick Athan, joined by Lou Montagna, Sir Andre Tillman, the coach, and Hense Todd, our producer extraordinaire. And we are here to dissect that crappy game last night with the Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers. I want to thank everybody who joined us on Twitter last night in Spaces, and they've talked to a whole bunch of new Chiefs fans that we had talked to in a while. So it's great to have everybody on board. So before we get started with the bad, let's talk about the good. Let's bring in our sponsors so we can tell you about how great they are and what they can do to help you. And primary numero uno is our good friend Dave Purdy. Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. You can reach him at 816-405-5831. If you got a cell phone, you can just look at the QR code, take a snapshot, goes right to his website, put some basic information in there, and he'll be able to analyze what you need for a mortgage. Listen, there's a lot of mortgage opportunities out there. There are still some rates that apply to everybody. If you got high interest credit cards, he can help consolidate. Even if you got a low interest rate, low interest mortgage, 30% credit cards are the norm. The prime rate has gone up. Credit cards are maxed out at 29.9%. So you want to be able to find a solution to get out of that. Even if you do a consolidation loan or do a second, give Dave a call at 816-405-5831. We love Dave because he is pretty good.
Chiefs Insight. Welcome to Four Guys in a Bar podcast, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz and presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405.
Let her
They want to talk about
his kid Brock is pretty good too.
Yeah, Brock played well, but enough. I don't want to talk about the Eagles and the 49ers because right now those are impossible dreams at the moment for our Chiefs fans to think they're going to be playing one of those two teams.
Let's have some faith. Right. in big
man.
red.
I don't understand what faith is. I believe it. I believe can't see. No, I don't.
Listen, we're all down. It was a disappointing game. It was a disappointing loss. I think what bothers me the most is they weren't ready to play. They didn't come to play. They had no energy. They had no passion. Where was Patrick Mahomes and down 24-0, getting on his offense?
Hold on, Nick. Not meant to cut you off. Before we break down into the Chiefs, I want to give a shout out to my young man for his happy birthday today.
All right,
he's 16 today. So I'll give a happy shout out, happy birthday to Ezekiel, my son. He's 16 today. He's a proud young man. He's very educated, got good grades, great attitude, and well-mannered. So I want to give a shout out to him. I hope he enjoyed his birthday. Have a blessed one.
Way to go, happy birthday,
Z.
I can go into
it. And I hope you have more faith than your dad in this football team. All right.
Okay. Hello. I want me to follow that. Hello.
Yeah. Let's go, Zeke.
Okay. All right.
But honestly, guys, I don't have the faith in them, man. I don't have the faith in them.
Well, we're just, this is 20. It's not even 24 hours.
This is gonna be your Chiefs therapy session for today. For many of you out there, this is it was a bad night.
It was. And it's just like I don't normally take. I've said this before. I'm at the age now, and I'm past the point of if they lose, they lose. I go to sleep, and I got the Marty rule. Midnight, I'm done.
I go to sleep.
Yeah, and, 5 minutes. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it, and that's why I appreciate the 50-year gap between Super Bowls because the Chiefs under Mahomes might not ever win another Super Bowl. Unlikely, but it's definitely a possibility. So when you watch the team right now, this is my biggest beef. We talk about the play calling wasn't the best. Andy Reid's calling the plays. All right, everybody, let's not bring Matt Nagy into this. He has nothing to do with it. Number two, where was the passion on the sidelines? Where was the fire? Where was all these emotions? The Packers had it. They had it on the sidelines. Their coach was intense. He was getting in players' faces, and Mahomes and Kelsey were sitting on the bench. I mean, even Chris Jones got up there and was trying to root the offense on, and when the pass interference penalty, he nearly ran on the field and tackled the official. I mean, I want to see that kind of stuff, and we're just not seeing it. And it seems to me, and I put this in my column this morning at ChiefsBlitz.com, it's like Patrick doesn't seem like he's having fun out there. And I don't know why that's the case, because nothing to this point in his career has indicated that he doesn't love football. He doesn't love game days. He doesn't love primetime games. Nothing to this point in his life, in any sport he's ever played. And I'm not questioning his desire or his heart. This is not what this is about. But you can see body language. You can see facial expressions. He's frustrated. He's pissed. He doesn't know what to do. He's carried this team for 5 years. He's got a great defense, and he's not even helping his defense right now because they're not scoring touchdowns in the red zone. And then you've got Andy Reid with his play calling abilities, some bad decisions, player personnel moves. And, you take Rice off the field after he makes a big catch. Keep the guy in the field for all 3 snaps and a down. Don't put Sky Moore out there to run 60 reps, have 2 targets, and do nothing else in the game and make one of the biggest mistakes of the game. So, is it fixable? It's fixable enough to where they're going to win the division and probably get to the second round, maybe the championship game, if everything goes right for this team. But I don't see this as a Super Bowl team. However, the last of what I'm going to say, if Patrick Mahomes, with the offense as crappy as it's been for most of the season, with wide receivers running wrong routes, with 2 tackles that lead the NFL in penalties, somehow wins a Super Bowl with this offensive bunch, he's the greatest quarterback ever. I will champion that to the day I die. I don't care how many Super Bowls he wins. But my goodness, he has to carry the team again. And right now, I just think he's overwhelmed.
Nick, I had this for you. At the beginning of I'm looking at everybody's predictions. You know me, I have them written down over here on my desk. Nick said the team would go 13-4. Okay, they lost 4 games. Now, was the 4 games that they're going to lose was going to be in this passion that you've seen? No. But again, they still on pace to can still be that 13-4. You get what I'm saying? They still can win these 5 last games. They
have to win out, and they were never going to be like 15-2 or 14-3 was probably maybe in the cards, but that was not knowing that Joe Burrow was going to be out for the season, that Buffalo would be falling all over themselves and trying to figure out their stuff, much the way that the Chiefs are trying to figure theirs out. A couple of key things that I think Nick was saying, and it's like a similar refrain as they weren't ready to play, or the urgency. I was using the word urgency a lot, and sometimes it seems like it's not there. So you almost have to wonder, is there something underlying within the team that's keeping the urgency from being there? What's that?
Yeah, most definitely.
Go ahead.
So
most definitely.
So the urgency part about it. As far as the fun part, when does the fun happen? The fun happens when you're making plays and things are happening on offense, defense too, but on offense, because watching, and again, I'll go back to yesterday's San Francisco Philadelphia game. They were having a blast because Purdy's hitting everything. Debo's breaking tackles. Ayuk's out there making plays, McCaffrey, so that I think that's where the fun part is kind of missing, that we're not hitting these explosives and things aren't happening the way that they're drawn up. And as far as the receivers and routes and so forth, we've talked several times about the receivers reading the route properly. Now on the Sky Moore play on the right sideline, that one I'm going to have to put on Patrick, because he's running a slot fade there, and it looked like Nixon ran the route for him. And he kind of anticipated it. And Patrick even said it after the game, was that's got to convert to a fade stop. And Patrick threw it like sky was good. I mean, he would have had to go out of bounds to even come close to that one. So that one I'll put on Patrick. But there was another MVS one that he didn't convert properly, and the ball fell harmlessly to the turf, and it could have been a big play. But all that being said, what's happening within the locker room? That's the question, is why doesn't it seem like the urgency is there, especially at the beginning of games?
Yeah, they're bored. They look bored. It's like they're going through the regular season like, okay, this is what we got to do. You know, we got to get to the playoffs. And they're just playing. To me, they look bored. They look like, you know, they know they're going to be fine in January. Well, we don't know that anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at it.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm looking at it this way. Playing with these rookie wide receivers, playing with a second year wide receiver, and playing with all this other stuff. Other wide receivers and rebuilt offense, two brand new tackles. It's kind of catching up with this offense. You know what I mean? It's catching up, and it's at this point this is who they is right about now. This is what they're going to be right about now. And now, can they magically turn this around? Because we do. And the only thing I can do is hold my head on and hold my hope is that we have that generation talent at quarterback. We have that guy in Patrick Mahomes that I can like have that faith. It's like, okay, if anybody can fix this issue, if anybody could still will us to a 5-game winning streak, any guy that's I don't want to. If any other team that's out there that say, oh, they see Patrick Mahomes teams and this issue team that they have in on offense, if they sneak into the playoffs, nobody gonna want to see the Chiefs. Nobody gonna want to see that team, that coaching staff, and everybody else. Now we all can beat ourselves over the head this morning, have downs and hopes because the game didn't look like the way we wanted. Also what happened yesterday. A lot of people ain't talking about the Chiefs are Super Bowl coming off a Super Bowl win. Everybody gonna play them hard, and also the Packers was trying to win their way into the playoffs, so they took the game much harder than the Chiefs did, and it felt like that the Chiefs wasn't taking it that serious and was like trying to show all their players going into this Buffalo game, and that's where I think where it came back and nicked them in the butt because they was in this game. The Chiefs was. I don't know why they stepped away from the run. I don't know why they took the ball out of the hot man's hand, Isaiah Pacheco, and that front offensive line. Even Serene, what's his name? I can't get his first name corrected. But the rookie, Morris, he came in with them big old legs, blowing everybody up getting big old, creating big old holes for the run. And
that kid's got some nasty in him.
Yeah, he's got some.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, but I thought when they got in the red zone, they got too cute. I said, here we go.
It's always been the case.
I don't know that they did last night though. It just seemed like Patrick really held it a lot, right? Didn't he?
Right. I'm saying this real quick, guys. The Chiefs moved the ball downfield, right? Whatever they was doing, from the play calling, everything was crisp as moving the ball, and of course, Pac was a big reason why. But at the same time, guys, they lost off of, they was scoring three. They was putting up 3 points in the red zone, right? I don't care what team you playing, you have to execute in the red zone.
Right.
You have to execute in the red zone. It can't be 3, it's got to be 7. So what happened? Green Bay put up 7, we put up 3.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it, right? The thing is, yes, you run the ball with Pac. Yes, you run the ball, but at the same time is you guys spread the ball around, right? You guys spread the ball around. And when he did, it was just I have to give credit to Green Bay because they played phenomenal defense, right? They was reading the routes, right? They playing tight coverage. I give it to them, but at the same time, Kansas City have to do better. They have to do better. I mean, guys, they have a plethora of wide receivers just not getting as many touches as they should. Tony, where was Tony at? Right? Stretch the field. Okay, and the recalling plays. Why are you not stretching the field, man? Like, come on. Receive rights, stretch the field. I mean, give these guys an opportunity to use the route tree.
God, earn it, man. Like, Jesus. We've been saying this for the first week.
Right. Yeah.
Hold on. Drake told me this morning. Drake called me this morning, and we had a chat before the show. And he told me, he was like, You remember the guy that they let go in the preseason? They could be using him right now. You know what I mean? They let go the wrong guy. They cut the wrong guy, and he was averaging 100 yards per
almost 100 yards per game.
Yeah.
That was okay. That's preseason.
The problem is they weren't going to sacrifice Justin Ross at that point.
Yeah, he wasn't.
That's
the
problem.
That kid was never going to make the team.
But at the same time, if you look at Justin Ross, he was a highlight reel, but this man was very consistent. Even though it's preseason, but he was very consistent for the Chiefs. Very consistent. He's probably the more consistent player on that roster in the preseason. Now,
got
good hands.
That doesn't mean he would have made the plays.
Yeah,
when the lights are on.
Yeah, I mean, look, he plays for the Panthers, and he's a punt returner. So what does that tell you? They're dying for wide receivers.
But at the same time, remember, guys, we have a Patrick Mahomes on our team that can build him up and make him better. We have Andy Reid, right? Because right now, I thought he was a rookie,
but that hasn't happened this year.
He looked good though. But listen though, under Andy Reid, he can make guys better.
Well, I think we're splitting hairs.
Well, I don't know now because you got
listen. Juju Smith, right from Pittsburgh Steelers, he couldn't really read offense for real.
Juju had 1,400 yards by himself. Bro.
No, I'm saying, but Dick, remember he said with Andy Reid, he said he learned a lot from Andy Reid. Right. And he played a lot better under Andy Reid. So what I'm saying is this.
Then why did he leave?
Give that man the opportunity. Huh?
The money. Hey, somebody offered me that money. I'm
about the coin. Man.
I mean, guys. If y'all speaking from that perspective, I get it.
I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die on the Smith Morset trade, whatever.
But would you die on this though? The rest was trash, and the refs need to get younger. The referees need to get young for last night. Lou? What do you think about this? Was this clearly a pass interference or not? Go ahead.
Well, the play on MVS was a clear pass interference. And anybody that's ever watched a football game or knows what the rules are, that is clear pass interference. Now, it wasn't a Hail Mary. There's plenty of time on the clock. Again, you've got human beings making these calls, and I truly believe that play on the sideline where Patrick got hit, and maybe it wasn't a personal foul, but they called it, stayed in their head, and it was like, we can't give this team another big penalty. But come on. Now, again, you can argue about the push against Kelsey on the last play of the game in the end zone, but those never get called. This was an assault. Maybe MVS has no chance of catching that ball, but the referee shouldn't be thinking that. The guy made a tackle while the ball was in the air. So you got to make that call. They blew it. But again, everything goes back to
not why they lost.
No, exactly.
Listen.
The Chiefs are not that far off.
They'll put them at the 10-yard line.
No. MVS doesn't make that play, guys. Let's keep it real. MVS doesn't make that play. So
we don't know.
He
He's
catch the ball
in
anyway.
Green Bay. Maybe that was the one. Maybe that was the one.
That man ran the wrong route.
He had another chance, like you mentioned it earlier in the game, and in the fourth quarter. If he just runs where he was supposed to go, why would you run into contact? Why would you run into when you have an open space? Why are you running into a safety or a corner?
I don't know. I say we've talked a lot about this, and that seems to be part of the
desire.
Issue.
That's art. That's preparation.
I don't know if they're just not seeing it, or they just got it set in their mind. This is the route that I'm running, and Patrick will find me instead of, hey, he's going to throw it to where the defense isn't. Let me, so it's
guys.
That's a guy that's not paying attention in practice.
Could be.
That's right.
Almost be.
But I almost forgot, guys.
Patrick
real quick, Luke.
Yeah, he does.
He do. Patrick got faith, but real quick, Kareem says this. He said, if I got bent like Pac did, I would never walk again. He said, I swear, I would never walk.
Yeah, that was tough.
That
was the other thing. How about? Was there like five guys go down last night? That was, the good injury karma, I think, was coming out last night. But they've been so great with staying healthy.
But speaking of that, man, everybody's on Brett Veach's neck. You know what I mean? Everybody's on his neck. Everybody said. I even heard last night on the Chiefs Blitz space that some people want Veach fired. They want him out of here. They want him gone.
Not happening.
You know what I mean? If they want him gone, they said they want him. What do you think about it? he drafted Isaiah Pacheco in the 7th round.
Right.
He's turning out to be going to be a great running back. He drafted Trent McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed,
Right.
Cook,
Right.
Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith. So all these guys that came up under him in late rounds. And Rashid Rice is still, he's still to be proven. But every GM has their fall. Every GM has a position that they miss at. Everybody ain't gonna hit gold on every position. Every GM have they where they miss at, and his pet peeve right now is he missed that is looking like he missed that wide receiver, or he lacked of shout out Lance. I'm gonna give him some love on it. Shout out Lance but even though he lacks some stuff. Picking up a wide receiver in free agency. D-Hop was there.
Good.
D-Hop was there. They could have traded for Mike Evans. They could have. It's a lot that they could have did, but do he deserve to be fired? I don't think so.
Because go ahead, Nick.
The problem with all of that is you're paying Patrick Mahomes $50 million a year. You're paying Chris Jones a cap hit of $24-26 million. You're paying Travis Kelce a cap hit of 14, Joe Thuney a cap hit of 17 or 18 million. And where's the money going to come from? This all happened because Chris Jones and his agents didn't accept the contract that the Chiefs offered. I don't think Chris Jones is going to get that money wherever he goes next. As much as the Chiefs offered him, and then he was begging to take, but that offer was off the table because the Chiefs were upset that he did that dog and pony show. So if you want to look back at it, what Veach has done every year is he's worked on a position. It was offensive line, and then it was the secondary, and then it was the linebackers. Right. It was the offensive line. Now it's going to be wide receiver. It's going to be probably more cornerback because they may lose. Trent. They may lose L'Jarius Sneed in free agency. They're going to probably have to add another linebacker. So. I got nothing but mad respect for Brett Veach. He's not done anything wrong.
No.
The problem is because some of these draft picks have played at higher levels than some of his draft picks, especially at the wide receiver, left Rashid Rice. Everybody's saying, well, this guy could have been better. Well, what if we had him? We don't know that. And you look at these guys and look at where they ended up on what teams. And they've had some great moments, but at the end of the day, are these guys legitimate superstars that can make that difference? It's the quarterback, it's the head coach, it's the offensive system. So to bash Brett Veach and to say some of the things that we heard last night, he's not getting fired. He's not getting fired. He's delivered 2 Super Bowl championships. 2
50 years.
2 different teams. Meaning 2 different rosters,
and played in a third.
You know what it is,
and he's built one of the best defenses in the National Football League right now.
Nick, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's the Chiefs fans are spoiled right now. We spoiled. We used to the winning. We used to seeing high power offenses, explosive plays every Sunday, popcorn going everywhere. But again, Tom Brady, when he started, he didn't have the best offenses.
Man,
he didn't have the best weapons. He didn't have the best of anything, but he still made it happen. He wasn't rated as a good quarterback, but they had a great defense. And right now, this is the Chiefs era. If they win, or no, not if, when they win the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, when the Chiefs is going to come back to everybody that's doubting them. Even though I said I feel like they're gonna.
Don't be a hypocrite, sir.
Again, you got to sit back and think about it.
Right.
Off air, sir. That's off air, sir. So don't.
Okay. You're right. I will not cut you off with the hypocrite. All right, with the hypocrite.
We gonna put them in a mute corner. But again, like Nick said, it is you can't I can't get the word out right now. You can't look at Brett Veach like he's just underestimate him right now because he is a great GM. You look at all the weapons that he brought in. He banged the table for Patrick Mahomes. It won't be no Patrick Mahomes here. It'd probably be Deshaun Watson if it was left to everybody else in the building. it probably been Deshaun Watson been a pick. Think about that.
It came a lot closer than you think.
Why everybody upset right now? Think about that right now. Think it could have been Deshaun Watson. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he banged the table for Patrick Mahomes. He went down there. He went to go get a Rasheed Rice. It's 4 losses. Yes, it's 4 losses. But the AFC is wide open. Do you think Houston coming here beating the Chiefs in the playoffs? No. You think Baltimore coming in here and beat the Chiefs in the playoffs? No. What quarterback are you scared of that's out there that you see that's going to be out there that's going to take out Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs?
There isn't one. It's the NFC.
It is none. So Chiefs fans, wake up this morning. Look at me. Wake up. It's just all a dream right now, like Tupac said. It's all a dream. It's all a dream. It's all a dream. It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. It was Biggie Small,
sir. Okay, I'm saying.
Go ahead, Luke. Go ahead.
None of this has really happened. Yeah, I mean everything is still in front of them. It's just
where's Bobby Ewing when you need him?
The knee jerk reaction is always, well, okay, get rid of this guy, get rid of that guy, trade him, do this. Well, you can't do well. You need partners for this. You could have traded for Mike Evans. Well, nobody else did. They weren't able to because he wasn't going to leave, and maybe he goes as a free agent. And yeah, he's balling out, but I don't think Tampa was ever going to trade him. D-Hop, wanted big money. The Texans gave it, or the Titans gave it to him. The Chiefs weren't going there. That's it, because as a GM, you have to think 2, 3, 4, 5 years out. Okay. And right now, that just wasn't in the cards. They're not going to pay a free agent wide receiver in his 30s that kind of money. It's just not happening. They're not going to go there. If he would have taken, I guess, what Juju did the previous year, maybe, but for 1 year, but nothing too long term. So everything is still in front of him. It's just the concern now is that we keep waiting for this game where they kind of put it all together, or at very least the urgency looks like it's there. And if you lose, you lose. You play your best, you lose. But I don't know that they've really put their best foot forward in all 3 phases for maybe not an entire game, maybe 3/4 of a game. Right now, we're looking for any sort of consistency offensively, especially in the red zone.
Get MVS off the roster and off the field, guys. The man he can't run a route. He can't catch a play.
Yeah.
He had one block. He had one block last game. Everybody with a hoorah. It was all excited with a block.
Maybe the end of the season.
Set him on a bench. He's a special teamer. He's a special teamer.
But I tell you
special teamer with speed.
Anytime they were going long, it was like exclusive. Like he's the only one that can run the go route. Like give Tony a chance. I mean,
right?
True. I don't think I've seen him do a go route with Tony since he's been here.
Or anything. I mean, really, it's last year. A couple of games. There was a couple downfield shots.
Right.
And that was it. Everything else was near the line of scrimmage or some sort of gimmick play. This year, they brought him in kind of like on that wildcat play with Checo and on a running play where he's lined up in the backfield and everything else is like horizontal. I think he can get vertical. I think he can do it. It's not going to be any worse than MVS getting vertical. Where it's just a crapshoot. If he's open and the ball gets there, is he going to catch it? Let's give Tony a chance. I think he's fast enough. I think he can get down there.
Yeah. Well, and listen, they've got a lot of problems to solve. They have been in their own way, and I have said this over and over again. In his 5+ years as a starter, Patrick Mahomes has never had a 4-quarter game where he's been dominant. Closest was against the Raiders 2 years ago on this stomping on the logo at Arrowhead when he was pulled in the 4th quarter because he'd put 40 or 50 points up on them. And we have high expectations, but when they play like they do, and Mahomes isn't looking the field and he has time, he had some wide open receivers yesterday. I mean, so wide open. One of the 4 of us could have made that throw, because there was just so much of a gap in space, but he's not surveying the field like he normally does, because I think the pressure that he's under to work with these guys and get them in a position and keep feeding them the ball. So when we really have that crunch time moment in the playoffs, they're ready. I think he's got to stop teaching, and you just got to go out there and play. And if he doesn't think MVS can do the job, he needs to go to Andy Reid and say, you know what, let's try this. Because they're going to have to play their very best game of the year to beat Buffalo on Sunday. That's a desperate team, knowing they can come into Arrowhead, know they've come into Arrowhead before and beat them. And I think the Chiefs overlooked the Packers. I mean, we haven't really addressed that yet, but I thought for sure they thought, hey, we're going to put 20, 30 points up. Our defense is going to hold them. And then we got the Bills. We're going to drive a stake through them. You know, we're going to have some Buffalo burgers. You know, we're just going to go in there and say, hey, you know, you're down and out. You're going to be picking in 15 to 18 range. You're not going to make the playoffs. And instead, the Chiefs lose this game. They're big trouble.
If they lose this game,
I don't see them losing this game. I don't see them losing this game because they have AKA Pac, AKA Marshawn Lynch. This is on this team. And I feel like if they just kept running the ball last night with AKA Baby Lynch, you know what I mean? That's what if they kept running the ball with him, man, and giving him more of the shots, because the way he runs, the raises his energy he brings to the team, the way he's physical, way he's out there is crazy to see that a running back at 210. They said it's small for a running back in the league, but that everybody thought I thought he was done when he got bent back, but he popped back up just like Pop, like I always do. And got back in the next play and ran for 14 yards. Again, I put it like this, man. The positive is coming out this Sunday, that loss on Sunday night is you, man. You that's pointing at the camera right now.
Right.
Isaiah Pacheco, number 10. What you gotta say, Lou?
They did give him 18 carries.
Ain't that cute? Ain't that cute?
Did give him
little
18
hype,
carries.
little something. All right.
If he gets, I mean, I think that's the first time they've lost since that he got 15 carries or more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably his biggest rushing and yardage wise, you know, of his career. It's pretty close if it wasn't his top one. So that is the encouraging part. And it seems like when they can get in behind Smith, Tooney, and Humphrey, that's where the big plays pop. And then occasionally, you know, they'll hit one outside. I don't know that they stopped feeding him or they didn't run it enough. It was just, again, when they got close, do you keep running it? You want Patrick making those plays. I mean, you
run the ball down their throats.
You think, right?
No, they need to do that.
You'd think, but
real quick, guys. Real quick,
it's one of those things.
I think real quick, guys. Marilee Trahan, right? That's it, right, Nick?
Trahan, yes.
Trahan, sorry, Trahan. She said they were horrible on both sides of the ball. Injuries hurt us. They seemed like they were off. I don't blame Pop for his reaction. I'm not sorry. Sorry, but not sorry, right? And then Chief Cherry could be. Well, hey, I'm gonna call you CK. I'm gonna call you CK. All right. Now CK said I'm blaming coaches, players, and Beach. Now we just discussed that. It comes down to what Nick said about the heart and will and the spirit of the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Are y'all soft now? Are y'all soft because y'all won 2 Super Bowls, right? Y'all feel like y'all better? Y'all surpassing these teams now. Y'all feel like y'all on the upper echelon now. Y'all feel like y'all ain't got no weaknesses and whatnot. I feel that. I feel like we're the Kansas City Chiefs. We rule everything. Like, can nobody beat us? And what happens is, remember, these are NFL head coaches, guys. They study. And what happened? We've been exposed. They're getting exposed now. They play us man-to-man tough. They exposing us, rushing, keep making Mahomes run the ball.
They not getting exposed. They had 3 losses to the NFC. 1 loss to the pen and cake. Pony team, Walmart brand, value great Broncos. I put it like this. It ain't like they losses was in the AFC. Then I'll be like, okay,
that's their saving grace.
Now the throne is getting questioned here. But the thing is, they only lost 3 games in the NFC and 1 to the Broncos in the AFC. But the thing is, they got to come out. And and play even harder. You got to play even harder. I understand what you're saying, Dre.
I'm gonna say real quick, Bo. All right, I'm gonna tell you what it is. They're not putting up the numbers we've seen from Kansas City in the past, right? They're starting to understand who Kansas City Chiefs are. What they're doing is this: okay, Mahomes, since you're a playmaker, come out the pocket. We want you to come out the pocket and make plays, right? And what happens is you take a little bit out of his element. Now he have to run. Now he have to put his body on the line to make these plays, right? So what it is they're taking advantage of these second these second string receivers. Now I said it because they're and nobody on this roster, including Rasheed Rice, is the number one receiver right now. Ain't nobody playing like a number one receiver right now, right? So what it is okay, we're gonna man them up. Remember, guys, Zaire Alexander didn't even play. Like he didn't play, right? I'm like, why can't they get open? Now, if Zaire would have played, it probably would have been worse. It probably would have been worse. But what I'm saying is this: Kansas City have to understand who we are right now. And guys, I do agree with you. Pac is the element. Pac is the man. If they go through Pac.
Yeah,
they go through.
Well, Pac. They got 6 days to figure that out.
That's right. And this is like the ultimate get right game for Buffalo. That's the crazy because they're coming off a bye. They're in a season right now that it looks like it's lost. And this, you said it, Nick, they're going to be the more desperate team. You hope, again, the urgency comes to the Chiefs, that hopefully these losses start slapping people in the face. The youth, I think, is starting to show a little bit in that, where maybe, the success from last year, getting the ring, maybe a little bit more comfortable, that maybe some of the vets, like you said, need to start making the younger guys a little bit more uncomfortable. And, hey, you got to pick it up. This is the NFL. We can't just show up, right? No matter what, we're going to get the other team's best every single time. It's all in the details. Yes, they're 1-score games, but we have to make those plays when they're presented, or we lose. Right. So
yeah. And speaking of getting the best, let's get into our next sponsor with the best real estate agent in Kansas City area, probably in the world. Eric Haynes. Go ahead, Nick.
All right, I want to welcome our good friend Eric Haynes. He is with the Eric Haynes Group. You can reach Eric at 816-729-3785. He is your real estate advisor. He's part of the Keller Williams Partners team with SunWest Real Estate Advisors. Listen, I've known Eric a long time. If you need a house, if you're looking to buy a house, if you're looking to sell a house, if you know somebody who's relocating in and out of Kansas City, or maybe you got a Chiefs fan or a friend that's outside the area and is looking to move from a different city, let Eric advise you. He's the guy. He will take care of you. Doesn't matter if you're looking in the area for a small house or a big house. You don't have to have Travis Kelce money. He'll still take you as an agent if you're looking for a house that's a little bit less money and you don't have a girlfriend like Taylor Swift. But anyway, Eric Haynes is the guy. 816-729-3785. eSellsKC@gmail.com. He is your personal real estate advisor.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
I love it.
Every time.
Do we need to put that on tape?
I don't know. I might just start hitting the segment with, and also proud sponsor of.
I felt a little off on that one. Can we do it again?
No, we'll see.
I'll put it like this. And speaking of Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift was at the game, and what's your takes on them going forward, or you think? And a lot of people out there, I'm not TMZ Todd, I'm not TMZ Bowtie.
Yes,
but a lot of people said they move it in together. What you think, Nick? You think was happening?
I mean, listen, he's got a beautiful girlfriend who's popular. He's the prince and she's the princess, and you know what? Mm-hmm. That's great. It's not bad for anybody, and she isn't the reason they're winning, and she isn't the reason they're losing. This is somebody who he could very possibly spend the rest of his life with. I mean, he bought a $6 million house so she'd have more privacy when she came to Kansas City. I mean, that's love. And, listen, you can't. And I saw some posts yesterday and I'm thinking, man, oh man, are we really going that far? Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are an item. They're in love. They're going all over the globe to spend time with each other. That's a good thing. It should make you feel good. He shot his shot and he won. Listen, I shot with my wife. She was beautiful. I never thought that was going to happen. And, I took my chance and it worked out great.
Speaks from experience here.
And so I mean,
listen to this man.
Emily's my Taylor Swift. There's no question about it. Love you, honey. And
love it.
You can't think for a single second that this has anything to do with his lack of focus, that he doesn't want to play. That man wants to win. He would drive his fist through cement wall if it meant trying to catch a pass. I mean, he gets knocked down at the very end. He gets shoved in the back. That's where the ball was, right there. If he doesn't get the shove, maybe he's got a chance. But listen, Taylor and Travis, I wish you nothing but the best. I love an invite to the wedding. But hey, just enjoy life.
No, I and team, Nick. I think if you go, we go.
And if you think that image is the reason, you're crazy. If anything, it's a motivator. It's a motivator.
And I'm gonna say what's happening.
Just let them be in love and enjoy it. I think it's great. I think it's great for them. I think it's great for the NFL. I think it's great for entertainment.
It's great for the kingdom, right, Nick? It's great for the kingdom, right?
Let them love, man.
She looks awesome.
It's a $6 million love, baby, and I ain't got the money for it. But dig it.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Vincent DeCarlo says this. He says it's all about persistence. He said persistent, and he was very persistent. And who knows, guys? Now, this is some wisdom, guys. This is you have just been seasoned by Nick. Nick said, "Hey, persistent man, love is love. You have to go. Hey, if she tell you no, she tell you no.
That's right. Gotta take your shot.
Man. She tell you no. But who wants to get told no, right? Who wants to get told no, right? So I get it.
No more that no means no.
No. I disagree with you both because you're persistent. When you're persistent, I don't understand what no is. Hey,
don't be too persistent.
Hey, all right.
Hey,
I'll put it like this, man. I hope they get married. You know what I mean? Because again, right. if the Chiefs and the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl. After the Chiefs win this Super Bowl in Vegas, if the Chiefs win another, you go make it to the double Super Bowl, and the other Kelsey brother don't retire, and Taylor Swift gets the invite to be the halftime host, Chiefs versus Eagles, there will be a serious all-time Kelsey vote there. So I'll put it like this, man. Speaking of what I think they can actually save this team, looking into this, look into the crystal ball. It's a receiver. It's a receiver.
The bow ball. The bow ball.
It's a receiver.
I don't think my Brock Bowers pitches. A pick's gonna happen.
As I rub Herman Simpson's head right here, I rub Herman Simpson.
All right.
Look into the crystal ball. The dude from Washington, the kid from Washington, is a great player, and I feel like the Chiefs should make all stops to go get this guy next year. Team him up with Rashid Rice. What you think? What you think, Lou?
Well, as I mentioned before, maybe it wasn't on air, but all three of the Washington receivers are really, really good. I mean, you're speaking of Rome Odunze, number one. They've got McMillan. They've got Polk. I mean, they've got three really good players. I mean, it would be great. Marvin Harrison Jr. would be great. Nick's guy, Brock Bowers, would be great in this. There's many guys that would be great in this offense. A little too expensive. People are going to get pissed off at Brett Veach for not wanting to trade a bunch of draft capital to go up and get one of these dudes that's going to put us over the top. But I don't see him doing it for those positions. So we can dream, but there's plenty of good receivers out there. We'll talk more about that in the offseason and potential draft picks for the Chiefs. But that would be great. Odunze is a great player. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's got size, he's got speed, he's got every intangible that you want in a wide receiver, and he do. He had perfect fit.
The whole body of work, Nick. Now, my man Kareem says that. He said, I like McMillan, I think. Well, Kareem McMillan is the guy. I don't know what Bowtie talking about, but the other guy on that field, McMillan, is him. And all right, that man gets busy. You hear me? That's my guy. Like, if it ain't Marvin Harrison, man, it's McMillan. That's the guy I'm a roll with. Because, again, like, that tells you a lot about having two a good X and a Y, right? X, Y, or Z, right? Because you look at LSU when they had my boy Joe Burrow, they had Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, right? That team was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, that's all time.
Right. But listen, all time. But it was great. Okay, For instance,
LSU does churn them out.
Come on, talk heavy. Look at Odell Beckham, right? Nobody ain't talking about Odell. He came from LSU, and that's a predominant defense.
Dwayne
right?
Bowe. He was the original.
I
Debo.
mean,
come on, now.
true enough. But the thing is this: when Kansas City had Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, unstoppable. They putting up more than 30-some points. You know what I'm saying? If you get Mahomes time because he had the threats. Now bring it back to the Huskies. Yeah, it's we get your boy right, Bo. We get my guy McMillan, right? Yes, we can see it, but at the same time, it's a difference between college football and NFL football. So we're gonna see. Like it sounds good. It looked good though. It looked good.
Certainly different in officiating.
We want the Cardinals two first round picks for Chris Jones.
Yeah, give me Snead and CJ, and we got a deal.
No, Snead's an unrestricted free agent. He's probably going to get the tag, would be my guess.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to move on from Chris Jones. But we can talk about next year all we want to, and we're going to trust me in the offseason. This is going to be the best place to be because we are going to dissect and look under every single rock of any potential pick or player or free agent. There's not going to be a better place than Chiefs Blitz and the Four Guys in a Bar podcast to be able to find out specifically. One of the reasons why, I like Hense and Andre, and we met initially, and I'm not just counting you, Lou. I'm just saying face to face when we had our conversation.
No offense.
The work that Coach Dre did in analyzing the draft and the prospects and some of the things that I saw was impressive. And then you add Lou's, Lou knows everybody. He knows every player in college.
Every
he knows
player,
guys,
man.
And it's like I'm like I got to study. I have no life,
so that's
I
what
don't have the free time that Lou has, to be able to watch college
what
football.
Nick is really saying is Brett Veach better be watching this show.
The Chiefs are watching
from the end of the season, confirmed. Man. From now,
hey guys,
from
we
then,
still love you. We're still
from
fans.
Then until the draft, Brett, come on in. We'll get you right.
We're gonna get you right. Four Guys at the Bar is gonna get you right, man. We're gonna give you the truth. Come on, talking.
Yeah, and listen, we look at this team like like everybody should. At the end of the day, when we get to Wednesday and the Friday, we're going to be, Chiefs are probably going to win this game, and we're going to analyze it.
True enough.
But Monday mornings, it's just like, what a bunch of garbage last night. Let's just get the trash out of the way.
Get
the trash out of the way on Monday.
Therapeutic flush.
Yeah, it's as Eddie Kennison said to me in the podcast, I need therapy. Monday is my therapy session because I used to be really bad. I mean, I would not sleep after a loss, like that Colts game in the playoffs. I don't think I slept for 2 days. I must have wrote
which one?
6 or 7 articles. Okay, fine. Let's just go with the most recent one. With the
I'm about to say that one, the 03. That was bad too. That was bad too.
That was terrible. But it's like, but now it's like we all have expectations. We all want the Chiefs to win. We want that complete game. We want that 9-inning shutout, and we just don't have it. And we should be getting 9-inning shutouts on a regular basis with some of the teams that they played. Where's that fire that was in the Bears game? Where's that fire that was in the second, third, and fourth quarter against the Raiders? That's what we're missing. And we look at it and we see it. And we know plenty of people who've been in the sport. We know plenty of people who've played the sport. We understand how crazy it is. I mean, if you have a young kid who's great at football, do you really want him to play in this violent sport? There's so much to look at, but these guys still do it.
Not even the referees on the sideline need to say.
And now the referees they're getting pummeled. Props to Patrick.
But you know what, guys? Why nobody talking about being a referee?
I'm talking about being a referee. I'm talking about like the guy that's from the Saints game. He broke his leg. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
that was graphic. But it's gonna be a great we'll get over it, Chiefs Kingdom. You know what I mean?
I'm already over it. We all I brought out my Lenny Dawson today. Look at that.
we all spoiled. We want our team better, but in the end, quote me on this. Mark this bookmark or whatever you want to say. In the end, the Chiefs will be there
referee
in Vegas.
I hope so, man.
He'll be there in Vegas.
I got my
guys. The Achilles heel is who wants to be a referee. We talking about all these players Who wants to work hard and go out there and blow the whistle and throw the sheet, throw the yellow sheet, and be the number one referee?
Don't let me referee your Chiefs game. Everybody getting the flag.
If I offered you $350,000, if I offered you $350,000 a year, all expenses paid, part-time gig with a pension and health insurance, you would do it in a heartbeat.
I would.
Absolutely. I sure would.
But you would also do it with a guy who's in shape. You would get in shape. You're running with stallions out there on the field. You can't be.
And I ain't talking about Megan.
Hello.
You can't be.
I try to pull my loot.
Well played.
Unathletic to be a referee or an umpire in the NFL. You have to be in shape.
Incredible in shape.
And there are reasons guys are sideline judges, and there are people that don't have sideline judges. And it's just, again, they're not full-time employees. They're part of a union. Their last contract was collectively bargained with the commissioner, and they didn't do a good job. They gave these guys too much power to interpret every rule instead of teaching them, showing them. Everybody's going to call it the same way. And they just don't, because they just don't have the consistency. They're not bringing the college people up as much as they should. I mean, I hate the slow pace of college football, but you know what? Every close play is reviewed. Every hit that might be a helmet hit is reviewed. A major penalty is reviewed to some degree. Why the heck can't we do that in the NFL?
Yeah,
with all the technology we have.
It's not a money issue, that's for sure.
No, it's a collective bargaining agreement, and they don't want to show up the referees. But even Mike Florio today on Pro Football Talk said, you know what? He got a text from an owner that said, "Hey, we got to do something. This is crazy," and they have to do something, and they have to address it before the playoffs, because teams are going to lose a chance to be in the postseason because of some of these bad calls without any review, without any ability to do anything. I mean, you're not gonna fire the guy that blew the call last night on Marquez Valdez-Scanlon, because the union will never allow it.
My son was like, challenge that. I said, we can't challenge the penalties. He was like, you need to throw. He was like, you need to throw a challenge flag. We didn't put the challenge on it. We need to add that in there where you can challenge that kind of stuff like that. Was it a pass interference or not?
They tried that a few years ago.
You know what? Maybe they just do it inside 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe the inside 2 minutes in each half, or in the end of the game, like they do in college basketball. Under 2 minutes, they can go to the monitor and check anything. So why not do the same thing in the NFL? It's not going to hurt anybody. It's not going to cost them anything. It's going to maybe give them more sponsors, man. More commercials.
Dive right on into it, my man.
Two words: clear and obvious. When they talk about like a play like that, where, hey, the referees missed it, but the wide receiver got tackled, the sky jet, whatever you want to call it, you've got all those cameras, it's national TV, whatever. Somebody from New York can say, wait a second, that's interference.
Yeah,
man.
it's still
objective. And then they come back, and after quick review, they throw the flag, and it's, they'll get together and huddle amongst themselves, and all of a sudden somebody pulls out a flag and says, hey, that was intentional grounding, or yes, he did hit him out of bounds when clearly he didn't.
At least do that.
Now we don't want to do that right about now, because the most penalized person in the NFL right now is on our team. So we don't want to be adding more.
He's getting a bad rap.
Yeah, he's getting a great rep. No, guys, he's getting a great rep because you're punching your chin first, and chin check you. He'll check your heartbeat first. That's all it is. He's checking your heartbeat. That's all.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of work to do in the offseason.
I met him at the gas station. He was pretty cool, man. Him and his mother.
He is a good dude. He's a good guy. He's struggling.
He is a good dude.
He's struggling, and we all know he's struggling, and he's the right tackle for the next 3 years after this one. So, maybe Wanye Morris is, the kid from Oklahoma. I mean, they were really high on him in camp. He played well last night. He had a couple of breakdowns, but when he had to make a play and maul a few guys here and there, he did that, and that's why Pacheco had over 100 yards rushing. So, they're struggling. It was a crappy game. It was a terrible loss. Props to the Green Bay Packers. Props to Jordan Love. Props to Matt LaFleur. props to those young receivers and that rotating. I've never seen an offensive line rotate as many bodies in and out as I've seen what Green Bay does, but it works. And they've always got fresh bodies on there. So,
but one thing the Chiefs can take from Green Bay last night out of that loss, one thing you know what they can take, guys, is play your young wide receivers just like they did. Like they did. Let your young
he
guys
spread the ball around. Yes. He spread the ball around.
See what you got.
Yeah,
see what you got. That's all I got to say before we close out. What you guys say, Drake? Go ahead and get the last comment. What you about to say?
Man, you know I'm about to have. No, I got the last word. Money. So listen, I'm gonna say this: the Chiefs again. I agree with you, Bo. Spread the ball around. Spread the love around. Have faith in your guys. And come on, we are more than a two-tree route tree. Does that make sense? A two-leaf route tree, right? Because what I'm saying is this. Stop with the dig, stop with the gimmicks, stop with all these reverses, man. Spread, come on, you work the tree. Work the tree. That's what it is now. That's my motto for the Kansas City Chiefs receivers.
Yep.
Work the tree. Work the tree.
Yeah.
We got time in the pocket. Mahomes got plenty of time in the pocket. He got some good time in that pocket now. Trust your guys to work the tree.
Yeah. And the bunch formation. No more bunch formation. Spread the receivers. Get 4 or 5 guys out there. And just take your chances. I think they'd be more successful.
One guy said last night in the chat, he was like, he said, man, he was calling like, why they was not put Noah Gray in there more. He only got 1 drop on the season. He got one. He catch everything that comes his way. Put him out there.
It's the lack of faith, though. It's the lack of faith that they don't trust him right now to make those plays. Which from what we've seen, he makes the catches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know that he'll ever be option 1, but when he gets his opportunities and Patrick puts it on him, he catches it.
Yeah, no, he needs to get a lot more reps the rest of the way.
So what they're saying,
baby. Has that caught on yet? My daughter was asking, are these nicknames Teacups, 50 Shades? Is that catching on?
Yeah, that's catching on.
I'm too far away. Was anybody in the Twitter space through? Was that blowing off their tongues?
We didn't get any of that.
But they will.
It's only a matter of time.
So with that said, man, Nick, go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors before we close back.
All right, we want to thank our guys. These are the 2 men that make this show possible. First up, Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. You can reach Dave at 816-405-5831. Email dave.purdy@supremelending.com. If you've got a cell phone, pull up the QR code. It goes right to his informational page. Just put a few things in. He'll give you a call. He'll analyze your current loan situation, whether you're looking to refinance, consolidate debt, or you found the house of your dreams. I repeat, do not call anybody else. They have a plethora of loan programs to find any solution for anybody who's looking to buy a house, including yours truly. So 816-405-5831. Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending.
We like Dave because he what?
Is pretty good.
Let's go.
At the same time. Another guy who's pretty good is Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. He is your real estate advisor. You can reach Eric 816-729-3785 or esaleskc@gmail.com. If you're looking to buy a house or sell a house in the Kansas City area, regardless of price, regardless of location, give Eric a call. Let him advise you. Make sure you find the house that fits your needs, fits your budgets, makes the wife happy, whatever it might be. Eric is very patient. I've known him a long time. He's very good at his job, and he's also a huge, huge Chiefs fan. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it.
That he is.
So Drake, go ahead and give a shout out to everybody else. Shout out.
All right, what up? Well, guys, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to my guy Vincent DeCarlo, salsa guy who's still waiting on your salsa search. Give a shout out to Kareem. I'm gonna give a shout out to let's see what we got here, young man. Let's see what we got here. What's her name again? Nick. I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude.
Trahan and Sherry Kubicki. I think Sherry might have been on our chat last night. I'm not 100% sure. But we do welcome. We do welcome the input.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yes. We got some new subscribers last night. Very happy.
I love the ladies. I love the ladies, man. One thing about me, I love when good women know football.
They gotta know football.
So, again, guys,
yeah. Gotta
80% of good women know football. Remember, guys, this is some game to y'all. 80% of good women know football. And I'm gonna leave it like that. But again,
I don't think we're gonna do a show on that kind of stuff. But you never know.
I think 100% women love football.
Evidently,
hello.
We have the experience.
Yes.
Nick shooting his shot. We got Dre here. Come on now.
Yeah.
We can expand.
With that said, guys, we will be back looking for our Tuesday.
Yep. Aaron Wilson will be tomorrow. NFL Insider at 6:00. Wednesday we'll be back with 4 guys in a bar, and we're confirming our guests for Thursday.
Injury was awful. Talk to him about that. God, that was awful.
Oh yeah, that was. I hate
Tank
it.
Dell.
Tank Dell.
My fantasy receiver gone. Man,
he was doing big things, but CJ is him though. CJ he still won the game.
Yeah. We'll be back for Friday also. We recapping the Chiefs. Not recapping, but get ready for the Buffalo Bills. But see you guys. Be looking out for that the show on Tuesday, and we'll see us back on Wednesday. So with that said, we're out. Have a great
guys.
Peace out, everybody.